whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We want the truth. We want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We want the truth. We want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We want the truth. We want the truth. Peace and blessings, my brothers and sisters, my friends, my fans, all my listeners. Welcome to another edition of FMW, where we are live in the studio. I got some breaking news that I need to share with y'all. You ain't gonna hear this news. You ain't gonna hear this story. You ain't gonna get this information nowhere else. So if you tuned in, if you got your VIP, if you riding with the funk, strap in your seatbelts, cause I got some breaking news. People, the whole world is gone crazy. The whole world is gone insane. It's mad. The whole world is out of its mind. We've gone crazy. What I'm seeing, it just don't seem real to me. It just don't seem real. It don't seem natural. And it doesn't seem logical. And I just don't understand what it is that I'm seeing. I mean, for the past few years, it seems to be an incredible amount of deaths, indictments, and feminization of established black men. Deaths, indictments, and feminization. I don't know, mysteriously, when I connect the dots, I keep coming up with these three elements: death, indictments, and feminization. I don't get it. Too much is happening too quick. My mind just can't keep up sometimes. Too much is going on. Just way too much. How do you keep up with the madness? That's my question. How do you keep up with it? And at the same time, maintain your own sanity? How do you stay sane amongst all this madness? Think about it. It's crazy. The question is, how do you make sense out of nonsense? How do you do that? How do you make sense out of nonsense? Can somebody help me out? Because you can't. You just can't make sense out of nonsense. Let's get right down to it. When things ain't making sense, then you gotta prepare for the unexpected. You gotta prepare for the unnatural. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The question for me is, how much trauma can one mind bear? How much trauma can one mind bear? How much unbelievable things can occur day after day, moment after moment, hour after hour, year after year? Every time you hear the news, it's some traumatizing information being shared to the public. How do you deal with that? Every day, all day. How? Damn. This constant bombardment of bad news is becoming normal. It's becoming normal. And sometimes I gotta ask myself, are we being programmed? Are we being programmed, conditioned, groomed to be desensitized? Are we being groomed to become desensitized to things that don't make sense? Somebody better talk to me today, because it ain't adding up. I know how to count, but it ain't adding up. It ain't making no sense, because people are constantly dying under mysterious and suspicious circumstances, especially black men. This is what I'm seeing going on. I don't know what's going on here. This is what I'm seeing. This is actually occurring. It's a new pandemic. It's a new pandemic sweeping through the black community that they ain't telling you about. They ain't telling you about this pandemic. They keeping it a secret from you. It's the same pandemic that's been killing our black elite leaderships. It's the same pandemic that killed Malcolm Jamal Warner. It's the same pandemic that got R. Kelly locked down, Bill Cosby shut down. It's the same pandemic that killed Michael Jackson. It's the same thing. It's been going on for a long time. They just ain't told you about it, and you haven't been able to connect the dots. Simple as that. This pandemic is deadly. It's deadly, man. It's highly contagious. It's highly contagious amongst black men. Amongst black men. It only attacks black men. Not white men. Black men. White men are immune to it. The name of this new virus that they not telling you about, this new pandemic that's sweeping through the black community, this new pandemic that's killing black men, it's called DJF. That's what it is. That's the acronym for it. DJF. Everybody say it with me. DJF. Yes. It's spreading rapidly. And brothers, you are affected by it. It's contagious to you. You have nothing to defend against it. There's no antidote. There's no counteracting it. Once you are infected by it. DJF. Death, jail, or feminization. That's what it is. Death, jail, or feminization. Toxic, deadly, and only effective to black men. Black men, you better get your immune system right. You better get your immune system right. And when I say your immune system, I'm talking about your awareness. Get your minds right. Stop sleepwalking, pay attention, and connect the dots. Scandalous, man. It's scandalous. Look what they've done. I mean, look what happened to Bill Cosby. Tried to buy NBC. Cost him his son. Cost him scandals, jail time, money, and his legacy. Yeah. It did. Look what happened to Michael Jackson. He came out on stage and said some things about the industry. Think he said some things about Sony Records and all of that. He purchased some very rare items. I believe he purchased the Beatles collection. And then he wanted, to get his own catalog. I want to own my own stuff. Nah. Not gonna happen. Michael Jordan. All that fame and popularity and businesses and money and clientele and Hall of Fame and all of that. Lost his pops. Had to sacrifice something. You got to give up something. And now his son is acting up. All in the media. Kobe Bryant. Killed. I gotta say it, man. I gotta say what it is, okay? R. Kelly. Thrown in jail. Okay, it is what it is. He's thrown in jail. Ain't killed nobody, but gave him 30 years. We all know the story of O.J. Simpson. We all know the scandalous shit that went down with him. And there are people, and I'm not surprised anymore, but there are people who still believe O.J. did it. Yeah. They believe that. Well, I'm here to tell you that no black man leaves Hollywood clean. No black man leaves Hollywood clean. Get that through your head. This has all been a traumatizing situation disguised as entertainment. That's all it is. Deep-rooted corruption. Because there's an unsanitized agenda in the midst. A dirty, rotten game plan. That's what's going on. And all y'all doing is exposing yourselves. Exposing the truth, telling on yourself. But you're running out of time. You're running out of time. The game is almost up. The illusion is no longer that much transparent. People are beginning to see beyond the curtain. Damn. Hollywood, industry, corporations, your credibility is no longer valid. In fact, it's invalid from this day forth. We don't believe nothing you say, and we ain't gonna believe nothing you show us. Because your credibility is invalid. All the way around the board. Invalid. Brother Malcolm, rest in peace, my brother. Scandalous. They said the brother's body was found in the ocean out in Costa Rica, July 20th, 2025. So many stories behind this situation. Allegations, suspicions, things just ain't adding up. They were saying that Malcolm had made a speech 3 days before this traumatizing occurrence. Just was giving a speech. Then 3 days later, this occurs. But a lot of people said a lot of things about Malcolm. They said that he didn't chase the spotlight. That he wasn't one of those type of people. That he wasn't one of those dudes to play along. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He didn't want to play along with the game. Had no scandals. Had no dirt on his name. And he didn't put on a dress. I'm going to tell you, nobody leaves Hollywood clean. That's the bottom line. They said his daughter, his 8-year-old daughter, was in the water. He jumped in to save her. She made it back to the beach safe, but he was dragged in by the current. Under. The riptides took him under. Then when that story didn't work, they came up with a new story. Because the proof came out that his little daughter was never in the water. His daughter was never in the water. So now the story changes. So my question is, what the hell was Malcolm allegedly doing in the water? If his daughter wasn't in the water, why is he in the water, leaving her on the beach alone? It ain't making sense. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go getting in the water, leave my baby on the beach all over there. And a lot of other suspicious things that took place that day. There was no lifeguards. No lifeguards on duty at all. And there was warning signs letting the people know how dangerous it could be messing around with those riptides with no lifeguard on duty. That was suspicious. They said Malcolm was calling out the system. He was calling out the system. Execs calling them out. Producers, film directors calling them out. Gatekeepers of the industry calling them out. Wow. I can imagine the outpouring of grief because I never knew Brother Malcolm, but I loved his work. I loved his character. I loved his strength, his intelligence, and his spirit. From a distance. Never met the brother in my life, but this is the vibe I got from him, and I loved it. And I'm going to miss you, brother. I'm going to miss you, and I'm going to remember you, though. I'm going to always remember you. Wow. Tomorrow ain't promised to none of us, especially when you understand your life ain't in your hands. Your life ain't in your hands anymore. Now you got the media hyping up things about the brother's wife, saying that she prohibited a farewell. She didn't let the public, have a public funeral. And listen, maybe she didn't want to be bombarded with the madness. Maybe she didn't want to be bombarded with the paparazzi and the media and the cameras and all the hype. She's mourning. Maybe she wanted to have a private moment, a private farewell with Brother Malcolm. Here comes the media spinning stuff. I don't know. I'm just here to report the news and tell you what they don't want you to know. Now they talking about she changed his estate. His $12 million estate. From his name to her name. I don't know, bro. This is what the media is saying now. And they also talking about she wanted the body back quick. Told the police, hurry up, get the body back. And, she didn't want an autopsy, allegedly. Well, I don't see anything suspicious about that. Because autopsies today got to be more careful. Selling body parts is a real business. You got to be careful. It's money and dead bodies, body parts. This is a business that we don't know a damn thing about. So the hell with having some stranger cut my loved one open and take out something and then close him back up, and I never even known or have known what happened to him. No, I understand that. I can understand that. But while the media is over here spinning all these suspicions about his wife, the real question that needs to be answered is, how did Brother Malcolm Jamal Warner die? With that being said, and until that question is answered, the case is open. So, Brother Jamal Warner, love is here for you, champ. You will be remembered. Thank you for the memories that you left us with. Sigh!